Hey everyone, it's Tim Holtz. I'm here at Creativation. Ben's on the other side of that camera. And we're in the Sizzix booth. I want to share with you the 3D embossing folders and impressors. So you can see here that looks a little blurry. Don't need to adjust your computer monitors because we have printed the booth in 3D. And we are handing out these special glasses to see the booth. But I can still show you what we make with it. If you take a look here, what's cool about these 3D is that they actually emboss with dimensional texture. And I've really shared how cool this is because you get such a level of detail when it comes to applying these. One of my favorites, of course, this riveted metal over here. Take a look. Now you would think this is really heavy. It's actually not. It's completely hollow. This is paper. Even though it looks like metal, it's metallic cardstock. But you can take a look at every single little screw and rivet that is raised. There's recessed areas. We've got all these little great panels and patchwork. And that's what's awesome about this. And 3D can also have a great kind of glamorous side. You can take a look at those vines in there. And I'll just try to show you how the light hits it. And you can alter this with distress ink, distress crayon, distress paint, because all those little textures really grab onto that medium. We've got not only the backgrounds, these are our texture fades, but we've also introduced what are called impresslets. And impresslets actually emboss and cut at the same time, one through one pass. So you end up with pieces like trim, you end up with like this element, like this flourish, right? Take a look at that. And that's cut and embossed in one pass. So I'll take you over and show you how to do it. You want to take a stroll over there, Ben?
Yes.
All right.
Spot on.
Let's go. Here we go. I'm going to go through the cuts. I'm going to squeeze in, I'm going to navigate, we're going to go back here, and I'm going to show you just how cool this is to actually work. It's pretty simple. All right. So here you can see the gears. That's pretty neat. We've got a lot of different metallic cardstocks. Now, when we work with these, they're quite different to work with. Let me grab some of Rochelle's stuff. You don't mind if I go in here, do you? Take some of your stuff. Take some of your stash. She has stuff hidden too. All right. You have the impresslets out? So this is the background that we're working in. I'm working with metallic craft stock. And the reason I'm doing that is we want to have a metallic paper, but it's also craft on the back. Okay, you could use metal if you want. You can use the metal foil tape. Thank you very much. So here are the folders themselves. You could see that they are super thick, okay? It's different than a regular embossing folder. So when you think right away, oh, it's just an embossing folder. No, it isn't. It is 3D. It's much thicker because the detail actually inside, it is sculpted and molded in a whole new way. It's totally different. And because of that, how you use it is also different, okay? So I'm going to use it through the Vagabond. You can use it through the Vagabond or the Big Shot, doesn't really matter. It does not work in a sidekick. It needs to be a legit machine. It doesn't have to be a Vagabond though. If you have a Big Shot, that's fine. Anything you put an embossing folder through. I'm just going to put in my paper. Now, normally when it comes to working with a machine, we know that when we put in a folder, it's normally 2 cutting pads, right? Not with a 3D. A 3 only needs 1, okay? That's the thing. Only 1 top cutting pad. That's all we're going to do. And we're just going to run this through. And we have embossed a background. So we'll show you this one, and then we'll do an impresslet as well. So here you can see, look at the detail of that. And not only on the metallic side, isn't that crazy? I know, it's wild, but even on the back. So sometimes I even use the reverse, right? Because you get a totally different, it looks like it's raised, but it's really debossed. Okay, now let me show you an impresslet. Impresslet's just that, it's impressive, man. It's so stinking cool. So this is an impresslet. An impresslet is that same folder, but it actually has a die in the folder already, ready to go. And whether they're the borders, those cool trims, or whether they're the rays, really, really simple to use. So let me grab a piece of paper that's already cut to size. We just did that just to make things a little easier. So here I'm just going to take this, put this in. This is a thin die, so we're going to put that face down onto our medium. And same rules, we don't need anything different. You don't need thin die adapter, nothing. It's just 1 cutting pad. 1 cutting pad that goes right on the top. And we're going to run this through. I'm not really sure on the prices. I think it's like $7.99. Yeah. Yeah. So what's cool about this is not only did it go and emboss this, but it die cut it at the same time. And that is what you have. A very cool piece of, that looks like that vintage, if you're familiar with German scrap or Dresden, that beautiful detailed paper, and the texture is ridiculous. even the small piece. Like, it's so textured. So it's not just an embossing folder. It's not just an innie and an outie anymore. No, yeah, you know what I mean? Because that's an embossing folder. You do it and you got a raise and a stop. This, now we've got like, the whole thing is just sculpted. Everything is raised and completely transformed. And everything down to even the detail. When you look at the trim, those tiny little dots, it looks just like it, but it's paper. It's just paper. And so this could be used as adornments to go around things, very royal. Ben could have a crown. He could wear a crown the rest of the day. It's a little Ben crown. But that is what's fun about 3D and impressives. Just so cool.
That's
So
great.
stinking cool.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.